2026 Rockstar Energy Husqvarna factory racing team is back with a bigger lineup than ever. They are led by the 450 riders of Malcolm Stewart, your 2025 Tampa Supercross winner, RJ Hampshire, who had a breakout summer on the 450 in Pro Motocross, and a 250 rider trio of Ryder DeFrancisco, Casey Cochran, and newcomer Daxton Bennick. They are all led by former factory rider and team manager Nathan Ramsey. And Nathan, you've got quite the lineup, I think bigger than ever you've had before, but those 450 guys really stood up in 2025.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Malcolm had some special moments throughout 2025, and obviously Tampa being the win there was just amazing. It was such a moment. I felt like at that time we were almost celebrating a championship. You know, it was just really, really special. And then he finished off the Supercross season really, really strong. And man, I mean, when he got back on the bike during the off season here and starts to ramp up into training and the preparation for 2026, I mean, he hasn't missed a beat. He looks great, and I got high hopes for him and RJ. RJ obviously jumped onto the 450 for motocross and then did some SMX, so you got to see a little piece of the Supercross side, and he also has really impressed me with the Supercross side of things on the 450, and it's kind of a little bit more of the same, really, really controlled and really just calculating and respecting the 450 and just letting it do the work. So it's been neat to watch that with RJ and him blossom into like a good, solid 450 guy.
Well, both of them left us with moments in 2025 we won't soon forget. Let's talk about those 250 riders, though. Some young guys, lots of promise, lots of potential, some returning faces, some new faces there. What are you expecting in 2026 from them?
I'm expecting a lot, actually. I think I say that just because of what the potential is there. All three of them are capable of winning races, being consistently on the podiums, and it's a very talented group of young riders that I feel like if we do this right, play this right, and bring them up, I mean, you can almost see the future of the 450 side of things for us with those three. So I've got high hopes and a lot of, solid but realistic expectations for them because I believe in all three of them.
Got a lot of talent on that team. It's going to be exciting 2026. Well, we weren't able to catch up with Malcolm Stewart here. He's off racing the Paris Supercross, but we were able to get some of his thoughts about 2026 and some exciting news on his new team signing.
What's up, guys? Malcolm here. Sorry that I couldn't make it, but I am proud to announce that I'm going to be extending my contract through 2026 with the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna Group. Right now, we're looking at the FC 450 Factory Edition. Anaheim's coming around the corner, so I hope to see you guys there.
Well, good to hear from Malcolm Stewart there. I know he's excited to be back for 2026 and beyond. But now let's speak to RJ Hampshire, who's going to be alongside him on that Factory Edition 450. RJ, this was a big summer for you, 2025. I think a lot of people were excited for the move, but you had to be exceeding most people's expectations. But my question is, did you exceed your own expectations this summer?
I mean, this summer was such like a new feeling to me that I haven't had in a while. I mean, I spent so long in that 250 class, and then just got new like motivation for my career. I wouldn't say I exceeded my expectations just because I know how well I can ride this 450. But still, you're always nervous to go out there and still prove yourself. I mean, realistically, I was a rookie coming in, and no one knows what I can do on the bike yet. But man, what a blast. Like I said, it was just kind of like rejuvenation for my career. Yeah, a lot of fun.
Nathan, you look at the season he had, and going into 2026 is going to be the 450 debut. What are you going to be looking for out of him?
I think that what we saw in the motocross series was a little sample of just a little bit of respect, a little bit of maturity, and like RJ mentioned, it's kind of a revive of, it's kind of the next step, I guess I would put it, in his career. And I mean, he took it by the reins or the handlebars, I should say, and really did great with it. So I was really happy and proud. He can ride the 450 really, really good, and I think that going into 2026 in Supercross, I don't expect anything less. I think he'll get good starts and put himself in good positions, and we're all going to be excited about how he finishes.
Well, I like to ask this question because I think it creates a unique answer for each rider, but if you look back on the 2026 season a few months from now, what would success be defined by you for Supercross?
I'd say mostly just growing kind of as the year goes. Like, I can ride it well, but still it's that new feeling again, and you've got to prove yourself. So don't set your expectations too high. See where you're at as the season gets started, and grow. I mean, I want to be there at the end, and I want to say I'll be battling for podiums, but you really don't know. It'll kind of be based off of where I start the season at. I know I'll get better, more time on this 450. Even just this week, it's another learning curve. It'll humble you real quick. So just kind of stay in that mindset all year. Don't ask for too much. Same thing I did all summer is where I'm at is where I am, and just continue to grow and believe you can, really. Which that's where I'm at in my career also, where it's okay, there's not that many years left. I'm at this point now where I'm kind of, in that sweet spot where I have a couple really good years to kind of prove myself in this 450 class now. So yeah, it would be nice to get it started off well and just continue to grow throughout the season.
I think a lot of people are going to be believing in you now. Maybe they doubted you going into Pro Motocross. They won't be now. Let's learn a little bit about that new 2026 model from Husqvarna Media Relations Manager, Andrew Jefferson.
Thanks, JT. We're here today to announce the Husqvarna 2026 Factory Edition FC 250 and FC 450. These bikes are what our factory team will be racing this year at all the Supercross and outdoor motocross racing. So we have some new products on this bike. First of all, I'd like to talk about the suspension, and this is a really big one for us. This is the first time our bikes ever come with the WP Pro Component suspension. This suspension is the front and rear shock. This is a huge value on this motorcycle. If you decided that you were going to buy a standard bike and you wanted to change it and put these on, it would cost you $6,000. And the bike is much better with this components on it. We also want to talk about the FMF muffler that comes on the bike. This FMF muffler is made for FIM and AMA sanctioned racing, so it's now down to the new sound level. So that's a new component on this bike along with the suspension. The components that come on this factory edition Husqvarna, a skid plate. We have a carbon fiber skid plate. We also have a front disc guard that's carbon fiber, along with the gut seat, right from the race team, what they actually use. The graphics look just like the factory graphics. With this bike comes Dunlop tires, the MX-34s. These tires are top of the line Dunlop tires, mated to them on our factory wheels. This wheel set is stronger than the standard wheel set, and it comes on these factory edition motorcycles. With that, we also have Pro Taper handlebars, we have Pro Taper bar pads, and then you have the factory clamps, which they are a little different than the stock clamp. As you can see, they have a split in them. This would make them more compliant with the front end and makes the bike smoother to ride. I think that this bike looks really good, and I hope that our race team does well on them, and I hope to see you at Anaheim 1.
Well, thanks, Andrew. That 2026 model sounds super exciting, but now I have the 250 Trio, big Rockstar Energy Husqvarna factory racing lineup here. Let's start with Ryder DeFrancisco, and I think about some of those breakout rides you had in 2025. Redbud kind of came out of nowhere. I got to interview up there, fast qualifier, and I'm like, where did this come from? You followed that up with some success, but a crash there in Las Vegas as well. But talk about your season and how we're going to capitalize on that and kind of finish in 2026.
Yeah, I started off the season with 2 great rides in Supercross, and I was looking just to build from there. And some unlucky situation happened at the test track and was sidelined for a little bit. Came back from outdoors and thought I was ready, but yeah, I think you have to race all year and to be up there with those guys. And right around Redbud came around, and I started feeling really good on the bike again, and I think that's where you've seen some fast qualifiers and some good finishes. So if I can just start the season and race the whole season and be up there with those guys, yeah, that's really my goal for 26.
Should be a great one. Let's transition now to Casey Cochran. And Casey, I think about that Hangtown, your first time ever to that racetrack, fast qualifier, and so much potential from there. And I think everybody, you think about Spring Creek, everybody's kind of waiting on the arrival of Casey Cochran. We got a glimpse of that at Spring Creek. Is that what you think about when it was training days in the off season and preparing for 2026? Do you think about that Spring Creek ride of what you're capable of?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously you think about highlights to give you motivation, and I even go back, watch that race sometimes and kind of be like, okay, this is some motivation, because I know I want to get back to that, and I know I can. I know I'm capable, and I know it's in me. Yeah, just battled some injuries recently, unfortunately all last year, kind of banged up, and now I haven't raced since High Point. So yeah, just super excited to get back behind the gate. Yeah, just scratching at the bit, ready to go. So yeah, I know I believe in myself, and I know the whole team around me believes in me. So yeah, I'm excited to get back out there and show everyone what we can do.
Oh, you definitely created some believers, I think, not only you, but everybody else as well. And to your left, newcomer, Daxton Bennick. Listen, this 2025 East Coast season started out fantastic. On the podium, and I think there's so much hype, and it was such a deep East Coast, and everybody was like, we didn't really talk about Bennick, and there he is. When you think about 2026, you go back to that opening round and say, I can do this. I can be a podium guy again.
Yeah, for sure. Had a really good, strong off season and kind of showed it for the first round, and I was happy with that. And then I got knocked out, unfortunately, that week, and really just tried to build myself back up. And I was kind of getting to that point again. I had a good ride in Birmingham, and yeah, really just comes down to putting it all together. But obviously, I crashed in the middle of Supercross and then missed the last 5 rounds. So yeah, I know it's there, but I'm really excited to be on this team, and with all the people around me, I think it's going to be good.
Well, one of the youngest 250 teams in the paddock, but there is a lot of talent on the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna factory racing team. Well, there you have it. What an exciting lineup for the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna factory racing team. And I know you guys are wondering about availability on that FC 450 and FC 250 factory edition. They will be available in dealers in December of 2025. And for the rest of the team, they will be available at Anaheim on January 10th to kick off the 2026 SuperMotocross World Championship.